Everybody wants to be on top of the mountain. The problem nowadays is people want to get dropped off at the top of the hill and look down.
It's that I overcome mindset that makes all the difference.
See, the way we're taught is you're going to claw, you're going to scratch, you're going to bite, you're going to dig, you're going to do whatever it takes to get to the top of that mountain.
That unequivocally is how I have managed to keep myself moving forward and finding success.
2 SEALs, 1 mission. The Overcome and Conquer Show.
And welcome back to the Overcome and Conquer Show. Man, we have been on a run. We have had so many amazing guests recently, and the feedback has been phenomenal. Today is no different. We have an incredible guest.
Woo!
We're going to be jumping into it. Ray, what, dude, Ray, what are you doing?
I'm looking at myself because Ryan has realized that I am the fucking captain of the show, and that when I make a request to have a mirror on my mic so I can see myself, LT, he makes shit happen. So pay your fucking respects, not only to me, but to the mirror. I'm going to get a little thing of hair gel hooked to the side too. And our guest, I know he's got fantastic fucking hair.
I wish all of you could see this. I mean, this is, I'm both, frankly, I'm impressed, to be perfectly honest.
I've got one look
I'm
of,
not even
I've
angry.
got some looks of like laughter
Disgust.
and other looks of disgust. Yeah. Well,
but if you guys could see this, there is a tiny mirror attached to the top of Ray's mic, and he literally is making love to that mirror. I'm both. I feel a little awkward and excited at the
middle
same
name
time.
is Humble. Let's
Yeah,
go. Let's
yeah.
move on.
So,
I want to get this
all right,
going.
let's get into our guest, because I just got to get past that. That'll forever be seared onto my
I'll
retinas.
haunt your fucking dreams.
So, guys, we are honored to have another fellow teammate. It's always good to have teammates on. You know, we are forged in the fires of SEAL training, and which leads to just the common bond, and we've been through a lot of things together. Our guest today has gone on. He is now out of the Navy, and he's doing some big things. He is a 10-year SEAL veteran. He's an entrepreneur. He is a speaker. He is a painter. But what he is most famously known for is he is a professional mixed martial arts fighter. And he has been out there just setting the world on fire, getting out there, fighting, and spreading a message of mindset is everything. So he is currently out there getting it on. He also created his own company, and we're going to be talking about that today. And he's getting out there trying to motivate and inspire others all across his country, from the young to the old. He is a fitness maven. He is a beast. Every time I see him, you know, it inspires me to want to push myself a little further. When I work out with Ray, normally I say, if only you were more like this guy.
He looks like my son.
Yeah.
Keep going. I love this shit. Keep going.
But without further ado, it is our honor to have on the Overcome and Conquer Show, Mr. Smashing Frog himself, Mitch Aguiar. Welcome to the Overcome and Conquer Show, brother.
Thank you guys for having me on, and thank you for that over-the-top introduction. Don't believe everything you hear.
I am known for my Viagra intros.
No shit. You know what's funny?
I'm like, damn, who's this guy? I can't wait to meet him.
And if you guys don't realize this, he's
sounds
actually,
like a badass.
he's sporting my gear right now. But what I love about Mitch, and we're gonna get right into it. I'm gonna get to drop to my knees and start sucking dick right now. Is fucking
Which Ray has a tendency to do.
Watch your teeth.
I want to
Ray.
let
Watch
you
your
know
teeth.
that Chris Pratt.
Open wide.
Chris Pratt is a legend, but not as much as Ray.
Thank you.
Treating Chris Pratt.
But no, your presence. I mean, you're a big dude, man. I mean, we're going to talk about, what you're going through right now, because you're fucking lean. Jay actually left out that, seriously, on a serious note, Mitch is my wife's fucking man crush. She literally wanted to dress up, put on the Mitch shirt that he gave her that's super tight, thanks. Her high heels, and come here.
She actually asked if she could take Ray's place, and then when we were setting up the third microphone, she was like, no, I'm good.
I trust Mitch.
I'll use Mitch's.
I don't trust
with
my
Mitch.
You know what? You can't blame her though, Ray. She's only human.
You're gorgeous. I mean, Jesus Christ. And he's got, what I love about it, you've got this big dominating presence. And then when you come in, you're just like, hi, I'm Mitch. You're just so, I mean, I've seen, when you turn it on, it changes, but you're just like this gentle giant. And I mean,
Well, a lion doesn't need to tell you he's a lion.
I like it.
That's
I
awesome.
like that. Damn, that's deep.
Awesome.
That is good.
I like
Well,
it.
you talk. I mean, that sums up right there. Mindset is everything. That is a mindset statement.
I'm actually wearing my Tiger Gucci slippers right now because I couldn't find lines, but sheep line is what I was called by an individual. So I like to look down and realize, you
I
know,
like it. Those are nice.
they're pimp. They're
Cool.
pimp.
I'm wearing my house slippers. I'm wearing my America boots as I always do. So let's get into, with every Overcome and Conquer show, we have our word of the day. And we reached out to Mitch and we said, Mitch, tell us what defines you. And his word, as soon as he said it, I said, that's a great word.
It's
man.
his middle
And
fucking name.
And it definitely captures what you represent. I mean, if someone was to just look at you, this word, Roger that. So Ray, would you do us the honors for Mitch's word of the day?
Yeah, this is straight off the Webster's Dictionary. Effort, noun, a vigorous or determined attempt. Now, that's a pretty broad stroke, right? Obviously, you're an artist. If you had to fine tweak that, what would the word effort mean to you?
Well, I chose effort because, in all honesty, like I truly don't think I'm special. I just don't. I really don't. And that's coming from, I've been amongst, giants in every aspect of life that I've gone down, like when I came in the teams, I remember meeting Jason, shortly after his incident and just thinking like, holy fuck, man, this dude, that's just on a whole nother level of, perseverance and effort. You know what I mean? So, like just, and in fighting too, there's levels to everything, and just seeing the different levels and being honest with yourself and like, not having that ego and just really being truthful with yourself and assessing yourself and seeing that, there are levels to everything, and you may not be at the, same level as someone in your field, but that I don't take that as, like I'm not a hater, I see that and I appreciate it. Mm-hmm. and it inspires me, it wakes something up in me to be better and push myself. And I know that like, I'm not like maybe talented or as talented or as gifted or, or I'm just not where I want to be yet because I haven't put in the effort yet, or I haven't put in the effort for the amount of time that's required to be at that level. And, so I'm just real with myself, and I see people in all these things that I do, and a lot of things interest me, and I want to try and do a lot of things. So in life, and whenever I attempt a new field or a new, a new area, and I see those people, it just makes me want to, put in the effort and kind of see where I can go with it. And
I love it.
That's kind of why I chose that word.
Well, I'll tell you, I'm going to pop in with two quick things. If you've known Jason Redman as long as I have, went through buds with him in the same boat crew, carried him through fucking life, one word comes to mind, not greater than life, it's prick. But I love you. I'm kidding. Keeping it light. And no, on a serious note, I love the word effort because recently myself and my wife, we got a table. You hooked us up and we sat pretty much ringside at one of your fights. And people don't realize, I didn't realize how fucking much work we were talking that you put into. It's your fucking life fighting. Dude, you went out there, and I've made the joke before. It was like watching a white Mike Tyson. He went out there and literally was beating. This is another professional fighter. And it literally looked like he went in there with me when I had like a fucking case of beer in me. You made it look effortless. And then people are like, oh, he did. Actually, someone said this to me. I heard it. Oh, that wasn't competition. This guy was no fucking joke. My point is Mitch puts in the fucking effort. When I say that's your middle name, I've watched you train and, we're talking about doing some stuff together. And dude, you are no fucking joke, bro. I love it, man. I respect the fuck out of you. You're 17 years my younger, hey, I could be your dad. He's a fine young man, but what I love, I can't even.
I hope I look as good as you do.
I'm going to be a granddad. I just found out I'm
do.
going to be a grandfather.
Oh wow!
Yeah, no shit. But
congrats.
My point to this, ladies and gentlemen, is just because you see something, it's just like with being a SEAL. You see us when we used to lay out on the decks, get in the sun, you don't see the work that's put in, the effort, the shit that we do behind the fucking scenes, the blood, the sweat, the tears, man. Because I know you're putting in, and you're doing a lot of other amazing things. Mitch is not only a SEAL, not only a fighter, but you're a fucking entrepreneur, man. And we're going to get into that. You are an motherfucking-preneur.
And so you made a statement when you were talking about that, when you were talking about effort that I loved. I think it's so great. And I think there's so many people out there in this day and age, especially the younger generation, because we all live off this electronic world that every kid lives in. As a matter of fact, the younger generation right now, the current generation,
that's a
the
phone
newest,
that he just picked up for those of you just listening,
is called the thank you, sir, is called the network generation. And you talked about the different levels in life that you watch other people, and you said, I'm not a hater. I really like seeing these other levels. There's so many haters out there. If you realize, like you said, man, it just inspires me to put in more effort to get to the next level.
And I think that's, those people, the ones who get inspired they're the ones who are going to be the next generation of those people inspiring others. It's the haters, it's their shitty mindset that ultimately holds them back, because they're going to, instead of finding inspiration, they're going to find an excuse. They're going to find something to tear you down or justify why it was easier for you to get in that position than it would be for them. And it's total bullshit. And it's a total cop out, like no one is special. Like newsflash, no one is special. We are all made of the same shit. And that's like what I have realized is like, cause I have, on paper, I've accomplished some things, like I've become a Navy SEAL. I've become a professional fighter. I've become a successful entrepreneur, like these are all things that multiple, hundreds of people have done, thousands of people have done, no one was made of something different than I was. And I realized that like, there's a path that you need to walk in order to get where you want to be in life. And, people have already walked that path. So you just got to fucking match the effort and, do what's required, and you will too be there. And that's why I say mindset is everything. I say it because I fucking mean it. You know what I mean? Like, I'm not just saying it because it sounds good or looks good on a shirt.
Yeah.
Like, I'm saying it because I'm speaking from fucking self-experience, like I'm speaking from experience. I love it. It's obtainable. Anything you want to do in life, if it's been done before, if it hasn't been done before, be a trendsetter, dare to be great, go out there and make it happen. That's what it's all about.
So I got a question. I love that. So let's rewind. Okay. Let's not talk 30-year-old.
That was good.
Hey, fucking caught me off guard. Touche, motherfucker. I love it. Okay, 30 years old, you've accomplished all these great things on paper. You're still crushing it, right? Mindset's everything. I got the shirt. My wife wears a shirt. I hate you for that. Anyway, my point is what made you? I mean, because what people don't know is, growing up, you were definitely protective of your brother. I've done my homework. I know your family. You love to fucking fight. You are an aggressive motherfucker. But where does this come from? I mean, I want to know pre-Mitch, not Mitch with the giant shoulders. I want to talk like kid Mitch that made you, and then what made you join the teams? I don't want to get into SEAL stories, what you did, but what gave you, and because the thing is you've had this. This isn't just something you picked up in the teams, man.
It's definitely something that has evolved over the years. I wouldn't say I've had what I have today, for sure. Everything I've gone through has been a contributor, into getting and forging the mindset that I currently possess. And as a kid, I think I give a ton of credit to my parents. I'm super, super grateful and fortunate and lucky to have had parents that were, they were competitive, they had me in sports my whole life and encouraging me to put effort in, and I had like really awesome morals, I think, instilled in me at a young age, like from a very young age, confidence. Like my mom used to put us, but like I have home videos of me standing on my coffee table or my mom's coffee table, as a little kid, singing at the top of my lungs, Mary Had a Little Lamb.
I'd like to get that for a promo.
Yeah, I might.
That'd be dope.
My mom has it, but she used to stand there or sit there with the video camera, and my brother and I would record. Like she would record us singing songs and cheer us on and clap, and we would have like that. So being in the spotlight, being like having eyes on me, I never felt like a lack of confidence, because everything I attempted, I was always encouraged to attempt and like cheered on no matter what, so from a very early on age, I had that. I didn't ever have that, probably what I would imagine some people deal with, like anxiety or like fear of failure, or like, maybe they didn't get that encouragement as a kid, and growing up when they were faced with the challenge or adversity, they shied away from it. They weren't encouraged.
Yeah.
And, maybe they did try and they failed and were like ridiculed and mocked or whatever. And, at an early age, that can be kind of discouraging, I'm sure,
Yeah.
and steers people away. And then, I truly believe that, like I said, none of us are different.
Mhm.
The only thing that sets us apart is the choices that we've made over the years, compounding, into what it is now. Like that's what I told my little brother, Mark. He eventually lost 110 pounds, but he got up to 280 pounds, 270 pounds.
Damn.
Yeah, 280 pounds at 5'9". And he's a year younger than me. And we look just alike. Like he could be your other son.
Huh.
So
Who knew?
So
Ray, look into your eyes.
Yeah. So we look just alike, and I'm like, Mark, like we have the same exact genetics. Like you and I, literally, the only difference is the choices that we've made.
Yeah.
Where I've chose to work out and go do this route and this and that, and you've decided to eat like shit and go this route. Like that's the only difference. And it took him 28 years, something like that, to like just finally make that switch or make that connection in his head, and like, oh shit, I can do this. And he did it with the smashing greens. Like,
he looks fantastic.
He does now. And once he took on that challenge, and I'm like in his head, like, come on, Mark, you can fucking do this. And he made that, like, just made the decision to, what, I'm going to give the effort. And he did, and it fucking paid off tremendously. And then like he lost all this weight. He did 30 days straight of fasting with my greens. And then like kept fasting and then breaking it and eating healthy. And then he got on Jeff Nichols' hypertrophy workout program,
Fucking
and
sensei of boom. Man.
Jeff Nichols is
A beast.
he's a Yoda of
dude.
working out.
We're gonna get him on here. He's always busy. I'd love to get Jeff on here.
Yeah, he's awesome, and if he definitely knows his shit when it comes to lifting weights and stuff. And Mark got on his program after he had dropped all that weight and put on muscle, and and all of a sudden he's like, damn, I look good as fuck, and like I feel good, and like it just ignited this whole new mindset in him. And then, and then I was standing there, and we were talking, and I was telling him how proud I was of him, and for finally like taking charge of his life and just realizing that he was the one making these choices that was holding him back, and now he's fucking making the right choices, and that's all it is. Like on a timeline, if you look at it, like that's why I just explained to him, like when you make a bad decision, right? Like, should I eat this shitty food? Should I skip the gym? Like, cause those voices are always in your head, lying to you, the comfort,
That's right.
Yep.
Talk about it all the time.
You did
man.
enough today. Like it's you're tired. Come
One
on.
day
Like you
won't
got to work
matter.
tomorrow. Like we'll just skip today. Blah blah blah. Or, you ate pretty healthy earlier today. Like let's just grab this candy bar. It's no big deal.
I've been
You know what I
guilty
mean?
of it. I've been guilty of it. I won't lie.
And we all are. It's all fucking day long.
But the problem is people slide
have-
down that path
you
where
have to-
one
yeah.
day turns into two.
That's what I
turns
was
into a
saying. Like
week.
think about it on a timeline, right? Like on one end you have like the best version of you, the other end you have a shitty version of you. And every choice you make, you're moving that fucking thing either left or right, like in the direction
Constant
towards
battle.
it. And it's constant, and those things compound. Like over time, those you make, if you keep making the right decisions, even if they're small ones, like going to the gym, maybe skipping that candy bar and eating something healthy, you know what I mean? Over time, consistency plus effort equals results, you know?
See, that's amazing
that's-
because mine's time plus effort equals results. It's
Same
amazing.
thing.
Yeah,
I didn't even know that you had that thing.
See,
but-
copyright trade. No, I'm kidding.
Yeah.
But my point is
right. It's not fucking rocket science.
Yes.
That's
It's
the
not.
other
That's
thing.
why so many
That's
people
the
don't
other thing
understand.
is like,
It's simple.
I don't understand how the fuck anyone's even listening to me, or like, you know, it's like, why did you need it to hear it from me? Like, I feel like I'm Captain Obvious. Where's that fucking hat at?
yeah.
Yeah.
You know,
You
like,
want, here, you want to put it on?
yeah,
No,
well, it
you-
might mess up my hair.
Be
I don't
careful. Oh,
Well,
God.
don't worry, we've got hair gel
That's-
on standby.
Captain Mitch,
two
Captain
seals.
Mitch is-
We got hair gel.
3
It's all good.
seals, 1 mission.
know. But you
To
know what I'm
have
saying?
a hair
Like,
gel.
that's honestly how I feel at times. And I'm just like, what? You know, people message me and they're like, hey man, like, I need to lose weight and get my life back on track. And I'm like, well, fucking
Put in the effort.
Put in
I
the
think
effort.
I think I
Get
read a
after
post
it.
you had the other day.
And
Some
they're
guy
like,
wrote
thanks,
you about
man.
that.
And I'm like, why did you need me
Yeah.
to fucking tell it? You already know the answers. We all know the answers. Everybody knows, for the most part, what they should be doing. But
So many don't know how to do it.
Well, that's
And
that's debatable. Okay, there are
be an
you could
excuse.
definitely learn, but there's easy ways to learn. You could ask people to fucking put
well,
in
in this
the,
day and age, I mean, you can go on YouTube.
But no
there are
one-
videos of you.
It doesn't matter though. You can fucking put them in the best gym in the world, the best diet plan, all that stuff. You know, give them a motivational speech until you're blue in the face. But if they don't fucking put in the effort, it does not matter.
It's a fact. Yeah. That's
So-
a fact.
Amen. Amen.
Let's go back to something you were talking about. The greens.
Yeah.
How did the greens come to be? And you're killing it with the greens now.
Fucking crushing
So-
it. I've used them. They fucking work.
Yeah,
So
That's why I look so sexy.
is that it?
it's
Yeah.
true.
You know,
Thank you, brother.
I thought it was. I thought it was.
Don't leave me hanging.
yeah.
Give me some.
So-
Give me some. Boom.
Tell us about the greens, because you said you got your brother on the greens too.
Yeah.
And that was a big part of his transformation.
A shitload of people are on the greens,
Is
man.
that how
Tell
you
me
made
about-
the greens?
Huh?
I don't mean to point at
so,
your face, but
so yeah, don't do that. My snap now.
I got my Glock here just in case shit gets out of line with big
That's
big
cute.
M. That's cute. Wow.
Those are just recreational rounds, right? I got shot with real bullets.
Yeah.
So
Right?
hey. So tell me about what led to the creation of that, and people out there right now that are listening that are like, dude, I want to make a transformation. Maybe right now there's some other guy or gal that's struggling with their weight, and they're like, dude, how did his brother do that? Part of it's effort, but everybody knows part of it is nutrition and what you put into your body. So
Oh,
you
definitely.
have the greens are doing that.
Yeah. So, okay. So I had initially watched a documentary called Fat, Sick, and Nearly Dead, and it's on Netflix. I don't know if you guys have ever seen it. And this
Check it
guy, he was real overweight, had a skin disease of some kind, and he had done some research on juice fasting and the micronutrients that you get from juicing juice or vegetables and all that. And anyway, he had said that he was going to go on a 60-day juice fast and just kind of experiment and see how it goes. And he had tremendous results, you know, lost a ton of weight. The doctors couldn't believe how well his, blood work and all that shit was, and like his skin disease cleared up and all kinds of stuff. And it just, inspired me to like, wow, like that's pretty cool. Like I just watched this dude completely change the trajectory of his life.
It was
in
60-day
60
transformation.
days of effort.
Wow. Yeah.
Like he made a fucking decision and stuck with it. Like do or do not. There is no try. Like Yoda, fucking just do it, And so it was like I said, inspiring to me. And I was like, hell yeah, that's awesome, man. And, not that I wasn't like overweight or anything like that, but I was like, it was inspiring to me and I dug it. So I was like, I'm going to do that. I'm going to give it a try. So I went out and bought a juicer and,
How long ago was this?
man, this was,
Because you were perfecting this for a while. Because I remember
Yeah.
people were rushing it and you were like, fuck you, I'm not going to rush it.
Yeah.
I remember that.
it was 2015, 16.
Okay, so
something like that.
roughly
Couple of years
4
ago.
years ago.
Yeah, a couple of years ago.
Okay.
Fuck, man. I want to say like 2015.
Okay.
And
Because it's really important. I mean, on the entrepreneurial side, what you're doing, I mean, Bedros, who's mentoring both of us, an amazing entrepreneur, one of the big things he talks about is speed of implementation. And really, in the grand scheme of things, 3 years is not a long time. For you to decide, I think I can make a difference,
Well, that was just when it started. Like I didn't, my company, like my greens didn't actually come out. Like they haven't even been out for a year. But so I just watched this documentary. It inspired me. So I went out and bought a juicer, and I went out and bought all the vegetables to make, to juice all these juices. And I was like, okay, I'm going to do a 10-day fast, or I think 7 or 10. I think I did 7 days. I was like, I'm going to do a 7-day fast and see how this goes. And it was, I was spending a lot of money on vegetables, like, in order to make a juice, unless you're using like cucumbers and celery, which those fucking juice bars, they all, when they make you a greens drink, and it's
Fillers.
like, oh, it's got spirulina and kale and all this stuff. And, or, whatever, they put like this much, like a little tiny pinch of spinach, and then they fill your fucking shit with cucumber, because it's 90% water anyway. You know what I mean?
Yeah, for people that don't understand that equation, it's like when you go to have sushi, we're big sushi fans, when they load up on the fucking rice versus just getting the sashimi, right?
Yeah,
Just trying to make it from us. Yeah.
It's you're just trying to pass off a bunch of bullshit. And I'm not into that. I'm really not. I'm fucking sick and tired of people trying to scam and skimp and get one over. You know what I mean? I'm just a transparent dude. I like that. And so anyway, got all these vegetables and stuff, spending a lot of money to make them, and then cleaning the juicer was a pain in the ass, and like doing that 3 to 4 times a day. And I was not feeling full. I was not feeling like, I was definitely starving still, you know what I mean? And I was training hard too. And it just wasn't like enjoyable. Plus like my fucking house smelled like pumpkin, like I was carving pumpkins or something, the whole time.
It's Halloween year round.
Right. And so anyway, I was like, man, there's got to be a better way than this. And then I went to the juice bar, and I was like, oh shit, I can just pay $8 and get a juice made. That's way more convenient. Like I'd rather do that. Yeah. So I went to there, was going there all the time and getting my juices. But then same thing, like I noticed that they were like skimping, it's 90% fucking cucumber juice.
Cutting corners,
you know what I mean? And it's like you throw an ounce of spinach in there, like fuck that. That's not what I'm looking for. And plus I was getting wheatgrass shots, and they kept running out of wheatgrass shots. And I was like, why do you guys keep running out of wheatgrass shots like every fucking day? And they're like, oh, our guy doesn't have wheatgrass. So I was like, well, how fucking hard is it to grow wheatgrass? So I Googled it, and it wasn't hard at all. I just put in some effort. So I Googled how to grow wheatgrass, went and got these baking trays, put some soil down, went to Whole Foods, got wheatgrass seeds, laid some damp, wet paper towels over it. 3 days later, I had wheatgrass.
No shit.
Yeah. So I brought them the wheatgrass, and I said,
let me help you do your
do I get
job.
a discount?
I said, here you go. It's not fucking hard. Now make me a wheatgrass shot, and they were like, holy shit. Like you grew this. I'm like, yeah, it's fucking stupid easy.
And I'm a painter.
And so they were like, yeah, we'll if you keep growing wheatgrass for us, we'll give you free juice. And I was like, fuck yeah, that's easy deal.
Fuck yeah.
So I was happy, I was happy at that point. And, but then they had a falling out between the owners and another location or something. They ended up closing down. So I was like, fuck, now I'm back to square one. And, I was at a local vitamin shop and came across.
So can we pause for 1 second? So so how long was that period of time? And were you starting to feel, was the juices you were getting there, because you were talking about kind of feeling empty, like you didn't have enough energy. Were these juices, was there some change that was enabling you to feel full and that it was giving you what you needed?
I noticed like with the, I noticed that I was feeling like lighter, and just in general, because I wasn't taking in like a lot of processed foods. I was really on top of my diet. So I was eating a lot of like 1 ingredient items, like fish and chicken and broccoli, and you know what I mean? Like other whole food, 1 ingredient items, natural food. So on top of drinking like my vegetable juice and stuff, I felt great. And, and I was training all the time and everything like that. So it was awesome. And then I came across I was in the supplement store one day and saw organic freeze-dried wheatgrass that you just added water to.
No shit.
And I was like,
Damn.
oh, damn, that's way easier. Like, you know, and it's organic, so it's legit. Like, I was like, yeah, I'm there. So I did that. And then I was started looking up, you know, the benefits of wheatgrass and the benefits of, you know, all these different superfoods. And, you know, and then I looked at see which ones were available in freeze-dried form. And then, you know, what they're like, what made them special? Like what's so good about wheatgrass? What's so good about spirulina? You know, what's so good about maca? All these things that I was looking for specifically for my own personal, you know, like results that I was seeking. Like I wanted, you know, I wanted wheatgrass. I wanted energy. I wanted to burn fat. I wanted to feel full. You know, I didn't want to feel hungry, especially if I'm fasting fucking, you know, for long periods of time. Like I don't want to be miserable and starving.
Yeah, because what people don't know right now is you're on
I'm on day 9 of my juice fast right now.
And you're not, that's why I brought the gun. I don't know if you're going to be grumpy.
Yeah.
How many juice, when you're on your juice fast, how many do you drink a day?
I drink around 1 or 2 a day, but
Okay.
I've done the fast so many times, like leading people like through it. You know what I mean? Like leading my followers and stuff like on a fast. And so it is just like anything else. The more effort you put into something, the more you practice it, the easier it becomes.
Gets, yep.
And you know, this has been the easiest fast I've ever done. And like, you know, it seems to be that way. Every fast I do is easier and easier. And, this one, like I said, has been the easiest fast. It's also super easy when like the busier you are. You know, boredom is the hardest part of this fast because people don't realize how much food revolves around your world. Like everyone, not just me, not all of our lives revolve around food. You wake up, it's breakfast, you know, then it's lunch, you know, you're already looking forward to lunch and you're looking for plans with lunch, like meeting with colleagues, you know, let's do lunch. Let's talk about it. Let's grab coffee. Let's talk about it. You know, dinner time with the family, sit down. It's a social thing, you know, and then like, let's go to the bars tonight. We're going to drink alcohol. We're going to fucking, you know, everything you do is socially around food. And it's a drug that everyone is addicted to and everyone's cool with, you know? And it's like human beings we weren't meant to just effortlessly gorge on food.
Yeah.
But we're smart enough to where we've tricked the food chain and like made it that way, you know, but we weren't really meant to do that. So it's a great, like, it's a great way to also give your body your digestive system a reset and chill out. You know what I mean? It's just amazing overall.
So Mitch, I have a question about the green. I haven't used the greens yet. I would love to use them. I definitely am really big. I talk about physical leadership. Well, I want some.
You wouldn't,
but I have a question.
How many surgeries have you had?
I've had 40. But here's a question
only needed
I have.
10, I think.
As a matter of fact, the bullets would have just bounced off me if I had been on the greens.
What the fuck?
A question though, I have a hard time holding weight on. Like I have to consume a lot of calories, and you know I definitely
hate you.
I'm trying to get him on
and there's
steroids.
so many.
He won't do it.
So so for me,
nah, you don't need steroids.
Things like that. Like I really have to. I'm never trying to slim down. I mean, obviously, you know, it's that fight that everybody has. You know, we want to be strong and have muscle, but be lean. But for me, I'm not looking to slim down. I'm always trying to maintain weight or put on weight.
Well, you got to eat big to get big.
So how would the greens be good for me or to incorporate
And chocolate chip protein.
So
yeah, so the greens, if you're not looking to lose weight, you can always implement them in your diet, right? Like you're never gonna get anyone telling you that you're not going to benefit or it's not a good idea to ingest a shitload of nutrients from superfoods. You know what I mean? So it's definitely something that I take regardless of if I'm fasting or not every single day, just like a multivitamin, which I have multivitamin, but we take a multivitamin, the greens every day regardless. And then for you, I would say protein is like super important. You need to be intaking like at least a gram of protein per body pound per day.
Yeah. I'm working with, I'm getting meals from Meal Company Nutrition
You
Solutions.
doing your squats?
Oh, yeah. So as a matter of fact, it's squat day today, baby.
There you go.
I'm doing front squats today. So
Yeah, see, I do 1.5 grams.
Okay, yeah. I mean, and that's
Yeah.
I'm no scientist with any of that.
No,
That's just a good rule of
to each
thumb
his
that
own,
I've heard, and that's what I do. And I don't really have an issue. Like my body is a direct reflection of my effort and what I'm doing at the moment. Like I lose weight, I shred up real easily if I'm doing that. And if I'm eating like an asshole, I get fat real quick. And if I'm eating clean and bulking and taking in that amount of protein and putting in the work, I get big real quick.
Nice.
So
I like it. And I have 2 fun facts. I like to always throw facts in there because my new thing is facts. And I want to tell some people some facts. I have tried the greens. Mm-hmm. I went over to your house and it was months ago. And I literally said, hey, Mitch, listen, I've been fucking slacking. I need to do this, and this. Fucking invited me in his home. True story. He said, hey, here's my greens. And he gave me that mint chocolate chip. And he fucking actually opened his house and just gave it to me. He wouldn't take my money. I'm not going to fucking argue with him. And I did it. I did it for 5 days. And ladies and gentlemen, I'm here. I'm not a fucking paid sponsor or nothing like this. It fucking worked. I told him shit worked. We had to tweak a few things up because I fucking eat like a fucking 200-pound pig, and it worked.
Well, you can always like add to, you can, and I put out that guideline as a guideline. This is my regimen, this is my fast or whatever, but everyone is different. I don't think that I have the fucking answers, that's it, answer for everyone. And I see that so often that people, on Instagram or their own, everyone gets their like formed opinion and it's like gospel. And if you don't adhere to it like exactly, then they talk shit about it or whatever.
Yeah, everybody's different.
Everyone is fucking different, man. Yeah. So like this is what I do. And my thing is, none of that criteria was invented. I made it. I found what worked for me and tweaked things here and there, and it's awesome for me now. And people can use my greens and products and stuff and incorporate it, to fit their lifestyle. But like, and I like this is something that I just started like telling people is like, especially with the fast, because I get a lot of people that reach out to me asking about it and inquiring and stuff. But I think a lot of them are looking for that effortless, just take a pill and it goes away and now you're shredded and all this, you know what I mean? Yeah. But it's not that. And I don't advertise it as that. Like if you're not interested in giving effort and pushing yourself, like, and I also advertise that this challenge is, yes, this fast, half of it is to lose weight for sure. And I did that so that I could cut weight for fighting and stuff like that. And I use it for other events. Like if I have a photo shoot coming up or something, you're goddamn right, I'm going to fast beforehand and be real shredded, and like, so it's great for events coming up. You can plan for stuff like that. But it's also great for like the other half of this fast is the mental challenge, the pushing yourself, the discipline. I tell people you lose weight and gain discipline, and the other thing is you get what you give, so give more.
I love it.
Now, I love it. So
now, hold on, I'm going to tell another fun fact. And he doesn't even. All I want is just a smile from you. A couple years, I don't know how long ago it was. You and I was away doing some consulting, and I said, "Hey man, can we meet up for lunch?" Remember that? Mm-hmm. And we fucking went and had lunch. We went to a place called Salad Works.
Yep.
Right? Fuck, he goes in there. I said, listen, man, I want to buy you lunch. There was some shit going on. Somebody was acting like they were me, doing whatever. It was fucking Instagram bullshit. So I said, hey, man, frogman to frogman, let's just fucking hash this out like over a salad, not over a fucking fist. And he goes, roger that. So we walk in. I swear to fuck God. He goes, I'll take the Mitch.
Mitch salad.
Mitch salad. What the fuck's a Mitch salad? Motherfucker has his own salad when he goes there. And I was like, do you have a cash? They're like, no, who the fuck are you? I was like, okay, I'll take the fucking Mitch. And it was like,
I'll have the Mitch too.
Yeah, I'll have the Mitch too. But I wouldn't put that out there. When I met
it's
this
because
guy.
I'm a creature of habit. And, when I found that place Salad Works, and they have really, really good salads. Everything's high quality stuff. And, for me, like eating clean, that's like one of the hardest things about eating clean is it's hard to get full. I have to eat so much to get full.
Yeah, they opened a new one up in Greenbrier. We go there all the time.
Oh, really? Sweet.
Yeah, I'm trying to get a cash. They're not going for it yet.
Oh, well. I'll see what I can do.
So I love it.
So Mitch, where can people find the greens? Because this is we've been talking about it a lot. I know there's a lot of people curious. Where can they go? And then I want to. We're running. I know you're on a tighter timeline today, so I do want to touch upon your fighting and real quickly. But right now, where can people go to find these greens? Get their smashing greens on.
Get your greens on.
So
bitches.
visit massivesupplements.com. MASF supplements.com. It's a play on words, massive.
I like it.
Yes.
Massive gains.
Well played.
You know what I'm saying?
All right.
Marketing
So
strategy.
massivesupplements.com has the greens. And and you can follow me on Instagram at Mitch_Aguiar, Aguiar.
With the blue check, because he's legit, guys. There's like people who are always, I hate you because you got it, but good on you.
And that's actually, it's funny you were saying, and I thought you were going to tell a story about how we actually met. Like, we had come across each other. We were both on Instagram doing some, I had started my Instagram. You had already been out and had an Instagram. And, I think mine had started to gain, like, some popularity. I think I was at, like, 30,000 followers or something like that when we crossed paths.
I think it was something like that.
Somewhere around there. And people I was doing these live streams and people were coming on there and saying like this and that about Ray Cash and like what my opinion was. And I'm like, I don't even know who Ray Cash is, And they were saying like, oh, well, he's doing this and that. And it was almost like they were like random people were trying to start drama
Trolls. They're
and
starting
beef
to start,
between you and
Yeah.
I. And I'm like, I don't even know him.
So I actually called Tony Franco and said, hey, man, I need this guy's number because, you got a fucking rep for fucking Smash. I was like, hey, but I'm a man, and it's like you got an issue. You just call a guy out and just say,
Well, you told me that you guys settled it in an arm wrestling contest,
we did,
and that you whooped his ass.
I whooped his ass.
I don't know about that.
Yeah, I got this. Hey, listen, there is no secret here. I'm old and I'm strong. I can fucking move some weight.
I've seen
I'm
it.
no
I have
Jeff
borne
Nichols.
witness to it.
I'm no Jeff Nichols, but I can fucking hold my own. Dude, we were at
Smoky Bones.
Smoky Bones. I'm a lefty. Are you lefty or righty?
Righty.
He's a righty. And I said, you know what? Fuck it. Let's do this shit. I can't fight you, but I'll fucking rip your arm off. This motherfucker ripped my fucking arm out of socket. The only thing that kept me from crying was the fact that I knew that he had tried it because I literally went home, cried to my wife for like a day, and now my wife wants to sleep with Mitch. God bless him.
It was interesting. Like we had all this like weird kind of tension almost, and then I think I had even gone to message you or something, but you had blocked me on Instagram and
because people said you wanted to kill me. I didn't know what the hell was going on. I was like scared.
And, which added to the confusion because I was like, well, maybe there's some
maybe there really is
something here. Like, I don't know. I can't even message the guy, So I was just like, fuck it, whatever. And then he had
well, a lot of people don't know that Ray's only follower is him.
A mutual person had sent me a message or whatever, and then I think we had FaceTimed.
Yeah.
And I was like, hey man, what's the deal? And you were like, what's the deal with you? And I was like, nothing. I don't even know what this is about. And then we realized that it was just other people just talking shit or whatever. Yep. And we were like, oh, okay, cool. I don't have any issues with you. Cool, let's grab lunch. And and that's how we became friends since. And yeah, it's pretty cool. Like I really am not a fan of, I see it a lot.
Oh, it's everywhere. Online.
It's a lot of jealousy, I think, and I don't understand it because I'm just not that type of person. Like I said, when I see people doing good stuff, it doesn't make me jealous of them. It doesn't make me think like that should be me or they don't deserve that or this or that. Like it makes me want to push myself more and like give more and do more. Absolutely. So, and then especially like with other SEALs, like getting out of the Navy and then, once you get out of the Navy, you don't know it until you're out of the SEAL teams, but they say it in the teams and you think about it and you hear it and this and that, but until it actually happens to you, you don't know what the fuck it is, right? Yeah. So, but that when you get out, that train absolutely keeps the fuck going, and it doesn't care. It does not give a fuck about you. It's not gonna
Nobody's going to be on the train going, God, we missed that guy.
No one calls and checks in on you, and 3 months later, hey, how's it going? You got everything you need,
Mic drop, man.
They're focused on the mission, and that's
cool.
how it should be.
And that's cool, and those guys are focused and stuff. But for the guys that get out, you are on your fucking own now, and I want you guys to know that there is a brotherhood. Another brotherhood outside of the teams of team guys who are in the world now, making it without the SEAL teams, and we should utilize each other as a support group and networking, and we should all be encouraging and lifting each other up, and we're all doing good stuff, and we're all out here trying to make it in our own way, whatever it is. And even if we are in the same line of work or whatever, I'm out here trying to encourage people to push themselves and be better and motivate, and that's what I'm trying to do. But that doesn't mean that if David Goggins or Jocko or any of those guys are doing that shit as well, that they're doing it wrong, or my way's better, or that they're competition. I don't look at those guys like competition. I think it's awesome.
You know what I do?
I do. On myself,
this is the best podcast you've ever been on, isn't it?
Just say it right now.
It's the best one.
So let's talk about you.
But I really don't. You know what I'm saying? Even if that really was your mentality, right?
Yeah.
Do you think that, or I'm wearing one of your shirts right now.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Do you think that that I think that someone literally their closet is only massive apparel?
Yeah.
Or that I can't promote your brand because
Ray's wife's closet's only massive
Well,
apparel. It's a little weird.
that's true.
Tell Mitch I said hi. Yeah, I got enough of it.
But what I'm saying is in reality, if a random follower, right, and they follow and support me and what I've got going on, chances are they probably fuck with everyone who's like me, like Jocko,
exactly.
Ray, or David Goggins, or whoever. They like the fact that we're pushing ourselves, and they want to be like that. They're like-minded, so they want to support you and me, and they don't pick fucking I'm only getting Mitch's stuff, because he's my favorite or whatever. No, their closet, I'm sure, has multiple brands. They probably have a Massive shirt. They probably have a fucking Adidas shirt. They probably have, a Conquer shirt. It's whatever. I just don't think, the world is too big. There's too many people. Yeah. There's plenty of fucking money out there. Let's not get greedy as fuck, everybody.
Love it. I hear you.
Somebody once told me, and I love this analogy, that on any given day there's 26,000 flights flying across the United States. All of those flights are mapped out, and they all have their own airspace. They keep at least a mile apart, whatever. So 26,000 flights a day, there's enough airspace. There's enough airspace for all of us, too.
Fuck right there.
So, and that's the mindset you have to have. So don't,
That's why,
But let's talk, because we're running out of time. I want to touch on you fighting, because I want people to be aware of that. I want them to follow you. So you stepped out.
Me, guys.
You stepped out and got into the MMA world, and you've done really well at it, and you've gone from an amateur fighter to now you've stepped up into the big leagues. You're actually a professional fighter.
Yep.
So right now, your current record, you've had 1 win and you've had 1 loss. So what have you learned from that, and what are you gearing up for? What's next for you on the professional docket?
So as an amateur, I did about 17 fights, and I lost 1 fight as an amateur. At a championship level, I was already a 170-pound champion. I was a simultaneous 170-pound champion and a 185 champion. And it was either give up the 185 belt or fucking defend it or give it up. And I was like, well, might as well,
Game on.
Yep, no shit.
But I went up and ended up losing that fight, but that's okay. You fucking can't win them all. And had an awesome winning streak after that. Finished out my amateur career, and then professional debut. Won my professional debut, and then what was it? My my second fight. Gone in and lost my second fight. but now and then I've taken, that was, I think, almost a year ago. But my company had just kind of blown up at the time, and I had also gotten out of the Navy, so no more paycheck. You know, I didn't retire or anything like that. So, like, I really had to focus on my income as well. You know, so I had focused on getting my business foundation nice and solid, and still maintaining training and all that stuff. But you know, really focusing on that. And the thing about fighting, you know, especially at the professional level, you know, and at a very high level, you can't just go in there half-assing it. Like, these guys, that's a profession, you know what I mean? Like, that's these guys' jobs, how they make their living. So I want to make sure that I'm giving like the appropriate, you know, effort and time into the training. And it's not a one-dimensional thing. MMA is mixed martial arts. So I have to practice jiu-jitsu, wrestling, boxing, Muay Thai, all of that stuff. And that all takes a lot of time, you know, and I can't do more than one thing at a time in that sense. So there's been a little bit of a gap here, but my business is the foundation is nice and solid. I'm ready to, you know, for it to grow organically as it is. And now I can kind of reshift my focus back to fighting. And that's what I've been doing. I've been training my ass off all over the world with the best in the world. So I feel great. I'm trying to get an opponent right now for August 30th in Riverside, California for the LFA. That's my goal at the moment, is to get an opponent for that. If I don't get an opponent for that, hopefully, you know, as soon as we can, I'm ready to go. So if anyone's feeling froggy, let me know.
Yeah, if you're out there right now and you want to step up, you know, Mitch is ready for you. So
bring your fucking A game if you do.
Or if you want to arm wrestle him, I mean,
fuck you.
I'm always ready.
All right. Well, listen, man, it's been an honor to have you on. I know our time is coming to a close.
Yeah, just so everyone knows, I have to. I already had some plans. My dad and my grandpa are coming into town today, and we had some scheduling issues, so this podcast had to get cut short. But I'm definitely, you know, I live in the area. I love you guys. You guys are awesome.
Yeah, man, we'll have you back on for sure.
I'll definitely come back and
thank you for the swag.
We'll get back into it.
Thank you for the swag.
Man.
No problem.
Well, so everybody, once again, Mitch Aguiar, if you want to find him, Instagram's probably the best platform on social media. So Mitch_Aguiar,
YouTube as well.
Aguiar. He's on YouTube. So if you want to see videos, go to YouTube. And then last, go to smashingfrog.com, where you can get your Smashing Frog merchandise. But most importantly, what can they get on Smashing Frog? Their green.
You can get your greens. And smashingfrog.com, you didn't even know this, but it goes to that website as well.
Kapow.
Massive See, because I knew there's people like you out there.
That's right.
I said massive supplements. He's like, smashingfrog.com. I said there's people out there that are
driving the funnel. That's
what it's about. It's all about
so I got that domain.
Spirit. Nice. Yeah. Smart. Okay, guys. Well, listen. This has been a great episode. You've been a great guest. Thank you.
Thank you so much. What an honor, brother.
Great host. Thanks for having me.
All right, this has been another episode of the Overcome and Conquer Show. I am Jason Overcome Redmond.
And I am Ray Cashcare.
And we are out.
Boom.
Thanks for listening to the Overcome and Conquer Show. Tune in next time. And please remember.